Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour live from the KHNC studios in freezing cold Johnstown, Colorado. And I know for all you Coloradoans, you're like, it's not freezing outside. It's a nice day. But for us people from the Valley of the Sun, it is really, well, you know what? It's like 30, which in Arizona, you know, when you've been living in Arizona as long as I have, that's like zero. So I'm freezing. Everybody else probably thinks it's a great morning. I hope it finds you well. Of course, I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO, Patriot Trading Group, legal, lawful, constitutional tender. It is what we do, and we do it better than anybody. I'm actually, for the first time in Patriot history, and I got to remember, we've been doing this. This is year 23. I don't believe we've ever done a live broadcast from the KHNC studios ever. We've been on, obviously, this whole time, and I know we've come up for some picnics. I know Eric did part of a show from a payphone. I'm not kidding you, at the picnic from a payphone, but I don't think we've actually been live in the studios here in Johnstown, but yet here we are. I'm going to be here the rest of the week, and we've got a big announcement to make. I'm going to tell you about it. We're so excited. We've got so much going on. It really is incredible. We've got a new operating system, if you will. The Skyla system is being put in place here at the KHN studios as we speak. They've been here all week. They're going to be here all week, all weekend, possibly into next week. This is going to allow KHNC to do so many more things than they've been able to do in Patriot, putting it back where we found it. And speaking of putting it back where we found it, yesterday we reached an agreement. Patriot Trading Group is going to be buying KHNC 1360. Sharon is getting ready to retire. You know what? She's ready, right? She wants to hang out with the grandkids while she still can. We're going to step in. We working with the FCC, so we won't officially be owners probably right around the end of March, but we are going to be taking over here at KHNC. The heart of northern Colorado is going to roar again, and we're going to make this thing go. We're really excited about it. You're going to see and hear a lot of changes over the next 90 days as we slowly start implementing a bunch of things. I believe today we're hoping we're going to close on 4 brand new advertisers, hopefully before the day is out. Get ready. All of you out there, you know, we've been telling you, get ready, get on board. Northern Colorado is coming. The Lion's going to be roaring back. And it's just getting started. And as we roll this out, we'll do our best to keep all of you in the know and all the new programming that's going to be coming down the pipe. But just yesterday, we've reached an agreement to purchase KHNC and make sure that it goes. You know, KHNC's been around a long time now. We want to make sure it stays that way. So Jason, Brian, myself, heck, we even got Jason's mom working. I mean, she's out here day in, day out, helping us out. So we're really excited about the opportunity. We hope all of you in Colorado are excited to hear the news and are excited to see what's coming next to the Lion. And Phoenix, don't worry about you, because guess what? The show, we're probably, I don't want to get too excited, but I'm hopeful that by the first of the year, we are going to have a much better sounding program. And same thing for you guys in Colorado. The show is going to be, we think, actually starting Monday, in Colorado, you'll see a big improvement in the sound quality of the show. And like I said, by the first of the year, hopefully, a huge improvement in the sound quality in Phoenix as well. And again, listen, we're putting it back where we found it. I couldn't be more fired up for all the great things that are going to be coming down the pipeline. We got everything up today. Gold's up, silver's up, oil's up, the Dow's up, the S&P's up, the NASDAQ's, everything's up. Merry Christmas. The Chinese, out of the kindness of their hearts, are saying, hey, you know what? We'll let more of you guys come in. What I want to hear is, are they going to keep stealing all of the technologies and all of the other things that are going on? And I don't know how that all is going to work. We'll have to wait and see because, it's just the news of the day. Now, we know in 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, something else can come down the pipe, and we'll be back to no deal and trade wars and all that other stuff. But at least for today, China is saying, hey, you know what, we'll let more of your companies come in. I would think they would, right? Because at least the old way, everybody go over there, fire the American worker. And again, this is not what I was looking for. We'll have to see how it plays out. Obviously, I don't know if you saw the debt, $300 billion is the size of the national debt in just the first 2 months. We're about $130 billion away from $22 trillion. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back in the next segment. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe Jaquint here, live in the KHNC studios. If you're just joining us, the big announcement, it occurred yesterday afternoon. We have reached an agreement to purchase KHNC, the Lion. We've been working on this for a while, and we finally were able, it takes time. Dotting I's, crossing T's, and figuring it all out. Here's the thing that I want all of you to know. When something goes wrong, it is Jason's fault. So just so you know, when it goes wrong, just feel free. Just call up and start yelling at Jason, right? If there's dead air or you don't like the quality of something, just give him a call. Let him know, right? Keep him busy. Keep him on his toes. And I say that, Jason's actually running the board right now. Jason, I've only yelled at you a couple of times since I've been here.
Well, you are doing a live show from Colorado, so if I make a mistake, I guess your show might go black right now.
Right, the mute button will go on, and I'll be off. So, but all kidding aside, we're excited about it, and it really truly is, though. I mean, a lot on your plate, a lot on your shoulders.
Yeah, well, I had a discussion with you earlier today, and then I'm fully confident of the direction we're going. But there's definitely going to be some bumps in the road, and we're ready for it. This is going to be fantastic.
So we got a lot of new programming, a lot of new advertisers. Hopefully, a lot of old advertisers are going to be coming back as well. So that obviously has been what we've been working on, putting in the new automation system up here in Colorado, and of course now that we're here. Working on the sound quality of the show, I think everybody is going to notice a huge change in both Phoenix and Colorado in the quality of the program as we continue to expand our reach and continue to tell everybody how they can prepare for what is coming. I mean, you think about some of the stuff I was talking about before the break in 60 days. $300 billion gets added to the national debt. And you know what? Did you hear about it? No. What did you hear about? Oh, trade wars. And, oh, wait, Donald Trump paid some mistresses. Oh, no. Oh, my, the heaven forbid. And you know, you hear all these things that have nothing to do with what is really happening in the world. And you got the what I'll call, I call it the idiot box out there, and they line you up and they tell you about how, oh, yeah, this is how you're going to make money and do this, and yet we've never been poor. I mean, really think about it. When did the next generation start living worse than their parents? Right? And it just happened. When? Well, so let's see. Oh, that's right. We went off the gold standard. We gave all the control to the money changers and the bankers. We can't even, we're not even allowed to have an audit. Right? Oh, well, if you audited us, well, then maybe you'd start telling us what to do. We can't have that. Hey, listen, don't worry about what we're doing. We're trying to help everybody. Then why are we so poor? How about that great 401k? And I know, right, a lot of you are like, well, what are you talking about? Right? This is how we're going to save for retirement. We got Social Security, this 401k. Remember here's what people forget. What did you lose when you got that 401k? Oh, that's right. You lost the pensions. And you hear it now, right? All these pensions are bankrupt. All of them. I don't care if it's General Electric, the state of Illinois, the steel workers union, the truckers, right? It doesn't matter. They're all broke. Why? Well, because these guys wanted to give themselves stock options. They all want to make millions of dollars. They don't want to put the money in there. And, of course, when they came up with this glorious 401k plan, they all figured out how to get rid of the pensions. Hey, all we got to do is file bankruptcy. We'll file bankruptcy. We'll merge with another company that filed bankruptcy. We'll dump it on the taxpayer. And all of us executives reap the benefits. Now, there was a big push. What was it? Right after the financial crisis. About, okay, you caught us. We're bad apples, right? The banks were just ridiculous with their loaning and ripping people off. And then we found out about LIBOR scandals and this scandal, that scandal, right? Every bank essentially was ripping off their own customers. And so they started digging in. And they started talking about all of the excessive fees. Hey, wait a minute. They're charging 2%, 3%, 4% on all these fees, and we need to get rid of all these fees. And when you turn on the idiot box and you're watching the stock channels, you're assuming that, hey, you know what? They must be doing it. Look, they're talking about the company that administers my 401k. They're lowering their fees. Big article out yesterday. Well, it was only big because it didn't make Market Watch and CNBC. They didn't actually talk about it. And today, you won't find the article. I went looking today to see if it was still up there. It's gone. About how much you're getting charged. And here's the thing. It's not like you have a choice, right? You work for company XYZ, and whoever the administrator is, that's who you get. Most 401ks are charging you almost 2% a year. So you think about it. If you're lucky enough to work at a place for 10 years, they hit you for 20%. And it's not they don't charge you 2% on the money you're putting in, right? They hit you for 2% of the whole balance. Good year, bad year, any year, it doesn't matter. Even the best ones. They're still charging you 1.25% a year. And you start thinking about, and again, this is, why do you think, right? Why did they want you in there? Now it all makes sense, right? They want you in there because they like fleecing us. Right? But no, you can't. Don't audit us. Don't worry about it. We're out there looking out for you. They're looking out for you. They're looking out for us. Really what's shocking is how do these companies go, how are they having trouble? The one thing, we got the rally going on. The bank stocks have suffered in it because, well, let's face it, right? They got a bunch of more bad corporate loans out there and all that stuff. But it really is shocking, you know. And I actually, you know what? I was one of those guys. I thought, oh, I guess it's gotten better. It hasn't gotten better. You know what? They just hit them better, right? Oh, okay. Well, we won't charge it here, but we'll charge it over here. Well, you know, it's 1.25, but you know, Betty called last month. You know, she made a phone call about, you know, a question about something about, you know, changing her distribution, or you know what, we decided to do, without her even calling, we decided to do a revaluation of the portfolio, whatever. So more of the same, the great retirement, you know, really if they wanted us to prosper, well, you'd think they'd be like, okay, let's make sure that we get the most bang for the buck when it comes to the 401ks and you know, hey, you got to do it at, and I don't, you know, they got to make a little bit of money, right? I'm not saying they shouldn't make any money, but 2% a year on the entire balance, year after year after year, that's it. You know, I would be. I mean, think about if you were lucky enough to be at the same place for 20 years, and they took 40%. And how much that equates to year after year after year. And this is where they're telling you that you need to put your money. Right? And, of course, why do they want your money there? Right? Because, well, let's face it, hey, it's a nice moneymaker for us. Join our metals program. That's a better deal. You know what? And here's the great part. You get charged zero on your balance. You know what I'm saying, right? Hey, once we've shipped it to you, right, you never get charged another fee on that money. Well, I need to be, I'm in the wrong business. You know what? I'm in the wrong business. I should be able to call up every one of my customers and, you know, according to my records here, you got $250,000 worth of gold and silver that you bought for me. I need my 2%, please. You're going to mail me a check, or you want me to hit the credit card? How do you want to take care of that? Right? And this is what they do. And they act like they're doing you the kindest favor in the world. And I love it. And of course, the 401k is the worst of it all, because you really can't do much in them. Right? You can maybe go online and check your balance. Right? Maybe once a year they allow you to check a different box, right? And they'll hand you, in most companies right now, you don't even get the pretty brochure anymore because that costs money, right? You go online and look at, we got pie charts, we got bar graphs, we got circles and squares and rectangles, and we got jagged-looking charts, and we got all these returns. And you're looking at it, you have no idea what any of it means. It really is. It is amazing what they've been able to convince us to do with our own money, right? You know, you think about when who was it? Google, right? You see, Google was testifying in front of Congress yesterday, and one of the guys was like, "Does Google know if I walked across the room?" And the answer was yes. Of course, Google said, well, you know, we don't per se know, but if you got one of our apps, then yeah, maybe, right? And I just started laughing, you know, because when you sit there and it doesn't really matter whether it's Alexa, it's on your Google, Apple, you download these apps. Take it, for example, I landed at the airport. Well, I want to make sure I knew how to get to the radio station, so I turned on my, you know, went to Google, put the address into the station, and drove up here. And right, and you're looking at it, and it counts down the miles for you, right? It's got and I'm driving up to 25, and Google knows. Of course, we're okay. Here's the thing, though. When we close the app, we think they stop tracking. Yeah, all right, you're like, well, I don't use Google Maps. Doesn't matter. right? You downloaded Solitaire, right? You downloaded Sudoku or I don't know, whatever you may do. It's all in there, right? And what do? You click OK, yep, install. Just like when you open the bank accounts. Click OK, hit accept, initial here, initial there, sign here, click OK. What you're essentially agreeing to is, yeah, none of that money's mine anymore. Right? And when you look at it that way, a lot of you are like, well, I don't know if I want to put my money in there if it's not mine. And for some people, right, that just blows your mind. You can't even think that way. And you think about your investment vehicles, and it doesn't matter if it's a 401k, an IRA, if it's in the paper money market, annuities, all of it. Just remember, one of the big rule changes after the too big to fail was, you know what, next time, we're not going to let you sell. That's right. No more going to the side. Only when it gets really bad, though, so don't worry. I'm sure the Federal Reserve will be looking out for your best interest. You better make sure you got some gold and silver put away. 800-951-0592. I know we're coming up on a break here. Patriot Radio News Hour live from the KHNC studios all week.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily broadcast from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. And we're upholding the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly, a constitutional attorney and articulate voice for traditional values for more than 70 years. Now, here's the president of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, Ed Martin.
The looming immigrant caravan dominated headlines throughout the midterm elections. Democrats may not have made it a midterm election talking point, but Republicans certainly did. There is a process for foreigners to apply to enter our country legally, and that includes proper vetting of applicants and separating those who love America from those who might not. We want to get to the United States, said a 17-year-old Honduran Maria Rodriguez. If they stop us now, we'll just come back a second time. That sounds like someone who could help make Honduras great again. If the migrants have American values, and not all do, they could spread those values in their own country and help it thrive as the United States has. But also amid the caravan of many thousands could easily be terrorists, as President Trump pointed out while on his way to a massive rally in October for Senator Ted Cruz. The 19,000-seat basketball arena was filled with enthusiastic supporters of Trump's stance against the caravan and illegal immigration. But that week was also the very first week of an extended 2-week early voting period in Texas, which enabled the Democrat political machine to stuff the ballot box without any real safeguards against fraud. An enormous spike in the number of early ballots compared to the last midterm election in 2014 flooded into Texas election offices. In small Midland County, Texas, 5 times as many people voted on the first day of early voting compared with 2014. In Harris County, where Houston is located, more than 3 times as many people voted early on that Monday. Liberals were counting on rampant early voting in Texas, California, Nevada, Colorado, and elsewhere to give them an undeserved boost in returns. Trump has joked that the caravan of migrants is coming to the United States to vote for Democrats, and that's really not too far from the truth. In traditionally low turnout midterm elections, stuffing the ballot box can change the outcome in many races. Trump's spectacular rallies demonstrated the popularity of his positions with the American people, and even the early voting, bloated midterm elections confirmed it.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. Illegal immigration burdens our schools and social services and opens doors to criminals and terrorists. Outdated visa programs divert jobs from Americans. PhyllisSchlafly.com chronicles these outrageous unfair practices and provides answers. Go online to PhyllisSchlafly.com. Thanks for listening, and join us next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Welcome back. Patriot Radio News Hour, 800-951-0592. Brian just made – we got the whole team here. In case you missed it earlier, yesterday we came to an agreement to buy KHNC. Jason, Brian, and I have been we've been working on this for a while, and we finally got it put to bed. It's at the lawyers right now. We got to go through the whole FCC thing. So for like 90 days. Well, you'll hear it here probably right around January 1st. We'll be running some FCC required commercials that pertain to us taking over the FCC license and all of those things, and we anticipate having getting control of that right around the 1st of April. But in the meantime, you're going to start noticing a lot of changes. Hopefully, every one of them a change in the right direction. We've already, it's not done yet. I may be getting the cart before the horse here, but I think we're going to be closing on several, not one, not two, not three, but possibly up to 4 new advertisers today. Hopefully, we've got new programming that we're working on. Some of it, I know I'm super excited. We're not ready to make that announcement yet, but hey, the week's not over, and as we speak right now, got the new operating system being installed here, which is really going to help us do a lot of things that we couldn't do in the past that we'll be able to do now, and we're going to be adding a lot more content, hopefully a lot more advertisers. We talked about this, and then we stopped talking about it. I'll be honest, we stopped talking about it because we entered it somehow it kind of just came out, right, where we asked Sharon, hey, did you want to sell? And she did. It was time. And so while we were negotiating, we really just stopped everything until we could get to this point. So it's finally here. And I'm going to tell you right now, the heart of northern Colorado is going to be right here on 1360, the Lion, with Patriot Trading Group and everybody else. And I hope you guys are as excited as we are. And, of course, how were we able to do this? You know why? Because for 23 years, you've continued to stick with us. You've continued to buy from us. And I know, listen, a lot has changed in 23 years. You think about it, right? Back in the day when Eric first got on the air, the cell phones were the size, they were like 15 inches long. There was a battery back. I mean, you had like a carry-on bag to have your cell phone. You know what was hilarious is Jason and I last night, we were just kind of opening up drawers and file cabinet. What's in here? What's in here? We found one of those old cell phones. I told you, don't throw that away. We could probably get a lot of money on that on eBay. Who knows? It could be the first cell phone ever. I don't know. And we just started. It took up a whole drawer of a filing cabinet. I mean, that's how big this thing was. And we didn't have the internet. Thank Al Gore, right? Al wasn't out there with the internet. And I know, listen, and I say it to you all the time, there are always somebody out there that'll sell it to you for less. There are. But I hope you still do it well, because first of all, let me tell you right now, we don't rip anybody off. Never have, never will. When you go out to All American Gold, right, go out to our website. Along the right-hand side, you'll see the Better Business logo. Just click on it. It'll take you right out to the page. Now, when we changed ownership, when I bought the company from Eric, so it says that I've been a member since whatever year I took over. And the number of complaints, 0. You know how many complaints we had when my uncle owned it? 0. It's almost impossible to do. And when you think about it, why does it happen? Because, listen, I'm going to make a few bucks. But that's the key. A few. Right? I'm not like the paper changers running your 401k, whacking you 2% every year. Right? And hitting you by the time you get done with them, they've gotten 20, 30, 40, 50% in fees. Right? That's what my competitors, that's what they charge for gold. By doing business with us, and my uncle taught this to me. I've been teaching it to Jason and Brian. We put it back where we find it. And that's exactly what we did this week. We put it back where we found it and breathing life back into the Lion. And we're so excited about it. We hope all of you are too. And now, if you want to support the radio station, it's super simple. Just order products from Patriot Trading Group. Order product from the people that advertise here, right? The Green Herb. Go to Grandpa's Pond, right? You need a new gun. Hunting season's coming out, right? You need a new rifle. Go see Rod down there. Take care of the people that take care of this radio station. And then that's really, especially today, right? Businesses used to be local. Right? You had, like in Arizona, remember Bash's was the big Arizona supermarket chain. And now, right, they've already filed bankruptcy once, right? But now, you got the Kroger, you got the Safeway, Albertsons, you got Walmart, these huge, giant corporations, and you never know where the money ends up going. Most of the time, it leaves the state. It doesn't stay local. Do business locally. Do business with small businesses. I will say this morning, I was up early at about 5 a.m. I was eating breakfast at Johnson's Corner, right? That stayed here local. It was me and 12 truck drivers, right? We're all eating breakfast together. I met this great trucker. He's from Maine. He works for a moving company. The poor guy goes home about once a month. But he was actually headed down to Tucson, if you can believe it or not. But support the local people. You'll be glad you did, and they'll put it back where you found it. We've been running great specials, but today may take the cake. This is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about what we're able to do. Gold's up today, sitting right under $1,250 to the ounce. We're going to be running U.S. 20s. We ran them cheap yesterday, cheaper today, and we're going to throw in a kicker. $20 gold pieces. Then these are going to be libs, or maybe a few cents, but mostly libs, the older ones, 1866 to 1907. And remember, I've told you so many times why we recommend the older gold, because it's so private. $1,300, no matter if you buy 1, 5, 10, $1,300. That's like $50, a little over $50 over spot. If you buy 10, I'll throw in 2 graded 20s in the 10. How about that? Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. I am so excited. Again, $20 gold pieces. And, a lot of times we do the volume discount thing because, let's face it, if you spend a little more, you get a little bit of a break. Today we're doing something a little different. I want everybody, I want you all to be able to buy at the cheapest prices possible. $20 gold, $20 liberties, $1,300. You can buy 1, you can buy 3, 5. If you buy 10, every increments of 10. You'll get 2 graded 20s in the 10. For the first, let's do this. For the first 3, they'll at least be Mint State 63s. So if you're one of the first 3 people to call and buy 10, you'll get 8 20s, and then the other 2 20s will be Mint State 63 or higher at 800-951-0592. It's this part of our old thing here at Patriot. You don't pay more for graded stuff when you're doing business with us. But speaking of doing business, we got Jason here, Brian's here. The big news of the day. We're so excited. I can't stop talking about it. We've entered into a deal. Patriot Trading Group is going to be buying KHNC, and we've got, like I said, FCC stuff, but sometime right around April Fool's, it won't be an April Fool's joke, but right around April Fool's Day, we're going to be the new owners of the Heart of Northern Colorado, 1360, and Jason and Brian have been a big part of that. The great response we got when we opened the office had a huge part in us doing this. And I know when we first opened the office and we added that second show, we really were making a push to get more people to come back to 1360 and advertise. And then we stopped. And that was why. Now you know why we did. Jason, I know you wanted to talk about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone has been listening to the Colorado show, I know Arizona they don't catch us quite as frequently, but when we came on, we were shooting all guns drawn, and Rod was the first guy we got. Now he's associated with me, and he was a little easier to get as our first advertiser. But then as we started,
hey, does Rod know you said that?
Yeah, you know
that you're associated with. I don't know if he wants to be that, known to be hanging out with you.
Well, we worked at his Blackjack Pizza restaurant together. I was one of his head managers, and so we go back, and he was the first and easiest guy for me to grab. And so we were going to go get more advertisers, but then we started seeing how the radio station was, the condition it was in, the state it was in, and then we started getting into talks with Sharon. And we kind of had to put the brakes on some of this momentum we were trying to gather because things were kind of uncertain.
Well, and not only that, right? We learned about we needed a new operating system, and there was other things that were kind of happening that kind of led us to where we are today. So we kind of stopped talking about it.
Exactly, and then as of yesterday, getting kind of the green light to start moving forward. Joe just mentioned it a couple of times. We got new advertisers coming on. And now instead of looking for friends and family to join up like Rod, and I love Rod for jumping on and taking a shot with us, but now we want professionals. We want business-minded people now to take a stab at this because now we're ready to have that sort of business come through the doors.
That's right, Jason. It's Brian here, Arizona. Sorry about the bad quality on my end yesterday morning, but that's right, Jason. We figured out we've got to get the foundations put in place, and that's what we figured out we needed to do. As far as getting the additional advertisers, we didn't want to bring them in and then have issues, but.
Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Brian,
hey, listen, we have a little bit of feedback. That's why Brian was a little worried. I think we're good now.
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. Sorry. Just saying we needed to figure out what things we needed to get done first. So we kind of switched gears, and like Joe and Jason just said, we are getting those things figured out. We're making some of those changes now. We're getting the foundation repaired, if you will. And it's a learning experience. And I learned yesterday KHNC. The HNC is the heart of northern Colorado. So. Appreciate everybody's patience as we sort these things out.
Oh yeah, we're still dealing with. Jason's trying to help us fix the feedback loop here. So it's live radio. Listen, we're one of the other things. Add it to the list of things that we need to fix. Apparently, Jason believes. Listen, this is how scientific we are here because we're the smartest guys in the room. If Brian and I switch spots.
Left to right, right to left.
Right, that the feedback would go away.
It's like Ghostbusters. You guys crossed the line.
No crossing the streams. So there you go.
We were crossing.
So this is the other thing. By the way, new bikes are on the list. Right, new bikes are on the list. Add it to the list of things we're trying to get to. Well, I don't even know what to expect when yesterday I was so upset about the quality. Today we've actually made some improvements already, but I just never know what's going to happen.
Well, that's one of my banker's hours today because I was doing a little quality control and comparison between the thread.
We had Brian. Okay, first listen on. Go to the streaming. Listen to that. Okay, when you're done with that, get in the car and then you turn on the radio. You listen to that. And we're trying to figure a bunch of things out. I know this when Monday will be an interesting day because we're going to try something new with the feed from Phoenix that we think is going to give us a better sounding quality show. So if some of you out there notice that it's better, let us know. Let us know that, hey, wow, that does sound a lot better than what it used to be.
Maybe Jason's home phone.
Yes, right. And remember, I want to reiterate this again. Everything that you don't like is Jason's fault. Everything that you do like is me and Brian. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. Hey, Final segment. I don't even know what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter. U.S. $20 gold pieces, $1,300. Last I checked, everything was up. Gold was up, silver was up, the Dow was up, everything was up because China said, hey, we don't know anything about us stealing everybody's technology, but yeah, we'll let more people come in here. I don't know if that's good news or bad news, but I guess it beats them saying no deal. So that's for the cause for the rally today. Like I said, gold's pushing $1,250 right now. Silver $1,475 and climbing today. U.S. $20 gold pieces. Doesn't matter how many you buy. 1, 5, 10, 100, $1,300. That's just $50 over spot. If you buy 10, two of the 20s will be graded. If you're one of the first, first three people, the first three of 10, two of them will be Mid-State 63s. I'll say or higher, but they'll be Mid-State 63s in that 800-951-0592. So Arlene, she's the one answering the phones down there in Phoenix. Brian, I don't know what's happened here. You guys were running some crazy stuff. I think your mic's back.
I think I'm back. Jason, can you confirm that?
Yeah, so what happened was I turned your mic down because of the feedback, and then when I ran back in here, I didn't turn you back up.
So there's only 1,500
So,
buttons in
again,
there.
see, this is my point, right? We know who to blame, right? We know who it is. Even Jason's mom knows who it is.
Well, we'll let that one fly for a couple of days, and when Joe leaves, we might have a different take.
I'll listen to that show every day. I heard you guys a few weeks back saying how I used to be mean to you guys when you first started. I heard it.
You know, wait till Friday. Just wait till Friday.
You know what? I had to take a break. Brian's been crushing me. You know, ever since, again. It does show where we're at, right? Because Jason never won. So, obviously, you've come. I don't think you've lost, so you can't be the problem.
I thought Jason won a couple of times.
No, I don't think he did. I think he had Brooks fill in for it, maybe.
I won a couple times, especially when Jeremy came on, and Jeremy did the guess for a round.
Oh, okay.
Well, Joe, I got to say one thing. I think part of the problem earlier was I was having to keep my arm's length distance from you because I forgot the Italian nature.
Listen, I need to use my hand.
My stepmom's a Sant'Angelo, and so I kind of realized that with her growing up. I can stand right next to you, but I can't.
If we did the what do you call it? The video cast, if you would, you'd be seeing my hands are going the whole time. And I don't know. That's the only way. I can't even talk without that.
Hey, I got check this one. Top of Drudge Report. U.S. debt poised to hit the $22 trillion mark as, quote, storm clouds indicate we could have another financial crisis. And guess who's that? That's coming from InfoWars at the top of Drudge today.
Yep. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It really doesn't. It doesn't. You don't need an MBA. You don't need to have gone to Harvard or MIT or Stanford to understand when you live beyond your means, eventually it catches up with you. And before it does, hopefully you've got some gold put away. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour in the heart of northern Colorado, taking over the Lion. We'll see you all tomorrow.